Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Strength Unscripted podcast. Two quick housekeeping items today. First off, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Apollon Nutrition, top-notch products for all your health, wellness, and gym needs. This week, they're doing 20% off on all their health products. And second housekeeping, I want to give my virtual flowers to my girl Kathy here for a tremendous showing at the Tampa Pro this weekend. Top 6, girl.
Thank
Congrats.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Strength Unscripted on Sup Talk Radio. Today we have a phenomenal guest, Miss Emma VanderHeyden, straight out of Chicago, Illinois. The HBIC of Sparkle BITCH suits.
We're edited here. Got it.
We're edited for the first 2 minutes, but then after that, we can kind of take the hats off a little bit. So if some language flies, it's okay.
Good,
Yeah.
because that's kind of who I am. So,
So Emma, first off, thank you for joining us. As I mentioned off air, I mean, I wanted to have a suit manufacturer on, and actually my wife was the one that started asking questions. Kathy and I collaborated, and here we are. So maybe first question, like I know you're a former or maybe a competitor. I don't want to say former yet, because I know you haven't hung up the suit officially. But what got you into lifting weights and then entering to the stage?
yeah. So, I've been an athlete my whole life. I played soccer for 26 years, played 4 years through college. After college, I got into flag football and then into women's professional tackle football. And I was training really hard for that because I actually got an invite to the U.S. national team trials back in 2016. So I was training really hard in the gym for that to prepare for the trials. I didn't make it, but I tried. And that's where I met my husband. He was a trainer at the gym. And he worked with, all types of clients and whatnot. And one of his best friends was a bikini competitor. And so me just having naturally a lot of muscle for like playing soccer and other sports my whole life, he kept saying like, oh, you'd be a really good figure competitor. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, what is that? And like, I've always been like self-conscious, like as a girl growing up in the 90s, we're super self-conscious about ourselves. I was like, why would I stand on stage and be judged? Like, why would I do it to myself? So we went to watch one of her shows here in Illinois. And I particularly paid more attention to the figure girls because that's the one he kept whispering in my ear about. And, the competitive side of me was like, I could do that. I could do that once. Like, so that day he introduced me to my former coach, who is local here in Chicago area. And she's very science-based, as most coaches should be. And I spoke to her for 5 minutes and she literally broke down everything metabolically that was happening to me to what I like had said to her, which had to do with like hangovers and drinking and putting on weight and whatever. And I was just kind of like, oh, your stuff. Okay. So she's like, just think about it. And then literally like that night I was like, I'm gonna do it. So called the next day. This was 2018, beginning of 2018. I started training with her under her programming and nutrition and whatnot, and competed for the first time fall 2018, and fell in love with it. Like it's the community of it, the grind, the competitiveness, and then I've never been like a glam person, but I absolutely loved it all. So it's like most girls go through this. It's like once you do it once, you're like, okay, this is where it's at. So I just got hooked, and now years later, here we are in a different side of the sport. So
Go ahead, Kathy, jump in.
So what led you to designing suits?
So it all stemmed from that first year. So after that first season, I had went to one of the big pro names to get a suit. Spent $850 for my first ever suit, and I remember I'm very like boxy just naturally. Like I don't have like that natural like small waist. So I remember asking her for a specific modification to the suit, like to make it go up higher, make my waist appear like smaller, you know, all the illusions. And for whatever reason, it wasn't accommodated to how we wanted to be. And so like we had in our minds like, well, maybe I can make my own suit, because I used to like sew in high school and stuff, like a long lost hobby. Okay. And my coach at the time, it was like a one-stop shop. She does the training, the nutrition, she does your show day makeup, she does your hair, she does your tan, she does everything literally but suits. So we had the idea like, well, what if we buy a bunch of blank suits and then we just bling them on ourselves and we rent them out? Because being a local coach and a natural coach, you get a lot of like one and done competitors. They don't want to spend a fortune on a suit. They'd rather just try it out, say they did it, and move on with their lives. So came that winter 2018, I was kind of like waiting for us to figure out the financial part, like who was buying what, who was buying rhinestones, how we were going to do that. And it kind of just got stalled. So me being a teacher, I was on winter break. And I was like, I'll buy a sewing machine. So I bought like a cheap one off Amazon, and I undid my $850 figure suit and studied the stitching, because it's been years since I've sewn, right? Like I didn't sew at all in college or afterwards. And so I studied the stitching and I traced it and I made patterns and I did this and I found patterns on Etsy and I bought those off there and I compared them and made my own, and then just kind of made like a prototype. And then like I had met so many girls that first year competing. I did 3 shows. Like a lot of girls in the Chicagoland area were like, hey, can you make me a practice suit? I was like, cool. Can you pay $50? And then, because at the time it still took me like 3 hours to make a suit. So I didn't know what I was doing. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, cool. If it doesn't fit, I'll just take your feedback and try again. You know? So it's like, it was because of those girls that were just like, hey, you're a cool person. You can practice on me. That's what kind of helped it launch. And like more girls kept seeing it and kept asking. So I was just like, all right, well, maybe this could be a thing.
Yeah. That's awesome. Do you still have that prototype?
I don't think so. I mean, no, I might. I do have a bag of like old suits that weren't mine that were like given to me to like fix up, and I never did. And then she never asked for them back. From my old coach. It might be in there, but
if you still have it, you should post it so we can see. Like,
I have a picture of me in it.
Yeah.
So maybe I can dig that one out.
Okay.
It wasn't pretty.
Emma, so I actually found some competition pictures on the NPC site of yourself when I think you were competing like 21, 22 maybe. Were those, you remember, were those your suits?
Those are my suits, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I actually have those framed.
You do?
I'm a Marvel junkie. And so back at that time, I was like, I'm going to make a suit for every Marvel character, and I'm going to wear them. And so Iron Man is like my lover. So my Iron Man suit is literally my pride and joy. I'm going to grab 1 second.
Okay.
That's all. I have to send you some of these pictures, Kathy, because I saw again like 21, 22, and she was competing.
I haven't hung them up yet.
Is it Iron Man or is it Robert Downey Jr.?
Oh, that's beautiful, Emma.
So this is my Iron Man suit.
Okay.
You know what though, Emma? Respectfully, if you look at it quickly, it almost looks like Spider-Man's mask.
Yeah.
The bottoms don't, but the top looks a little like Spider-Man's mask.
So so
that's awesome.
The heart in the middle is a little bit of a different shape or whatnot. But so yeah, I can see that because it kind of looks like the shape of the Spider-Man eyes.
Yeah.
That's my Iron Man suit, and then my Captain America suit.
Ah, that's beautiful.
Wow.
So how long did it take for you to how long? Because that's so much detail to each bikini or each figure suit.
So this suit was very unique because I did a layering technique. So I made a blue suit.
Okay.
I cut out the red stripes and the silver stripes and the silver star and glued and stitched the edges of all those shapes. And then I color matched the stones.
Yeah.
So that was a process just because I was just like measuring and cutting shapes and figuring out it didn't work and then trying it again. And so this is It's just a technique you don't really like hear of ever, right? This Iron Man one though, girl, that took this probably easily took me 20 hours to stone.
Wow.
So intricate. It has like 4 different sizes in there to make it super tight and compact. All the different colors. If I was ever to make this suit again, it would be over $1,000. And I know some designers, that's their norm, which blows my mind, by the way. But yeah, I would easily charge like $1,400 for this suit. I'm probably never gonna make it again.
Because I mean, like both suits, they have like a 3D effect. Like the way that you stoned it is very intricate. So, like, okay, so fun fact, viewers, Emma has designed all of my bikinis.
Yes.
She did my NPC bikini, my pro win, and then my pro debut. And she's also done my posing suits. So that's the only person that has customized anything for this physique since I started bodybuilding. And Emma does everything. She does custom suits, she does scattered stones, lined up stones, figure, bodybuilding, all of it. She also designs suits for Marika, IFBB Pro Marika, and those suits are amazing, and I've even seen it in person. So Emma's craftsmanship, hands down, top tier. It's the best, and I always get compliments when I'm backstage. So now I can plug you in face to face. With that being said, though, like because you design so many suits for so many physiques, do you have like a specific type that you like to design, like the scattered or the custom patterns, or like for figure or bodybuilding, or is it just like you like to make everybody sparkle like the bitches they are?
It depends. I love creating designs, but it gets tedious depending on the type of athlete you're working with. So, like, the dream client is the person that's like, I want purple involved. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Like, and like that's Marika, right? Like, we've gotten to the point where like, she's like, you know me, do whatever. She's like, I know exactly what she likes. I know her color scheme. I know her cut. I know exactly, I know everything about her personality. Like her teal suit this year, that was me pushing her.
Yeah. Because that was definitely different.
Yes. I had to force her.
Yeah.
And, and she was just like, you know what? Like, I trust you. So I was like, cool. But yeah, so like the ideal client is the people that give you the freedom to do your art. And so and I find with that, it's that specific type of client is the master's clients. Young people want their hand in everything. They want to dictate exactly what color goes where, what color stone, especially because like a lot of them are newer. Yeah. So a lot of it's their first time. Or they've worked with another company and they weren't happy or whatever. And so their consultations go over, which I need to stop doing that, by the way. And it just gets really tedious and then really like drawn out when it comes to designing their suits. But they have to remember, like, essentially we're artists.
Yeah.
Like, you give me a scheme, you give me like one of my clients, a pro masters, women's physique client I'm working on right now. She sent me a description. She's like, okay, Emma, this year I don't want flowy. I want it dark, but I want pops of color, and I don't want this or that. She's like, does that make sense? I'm like, absolutely not, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, but I made 3 suits for her already. Yeah. So I'm like, I know what looks good on her, and like she rocks the dark color. So then she sends me a picture 5 weeks later, and she's like, it's like a night sky, like with just stars and like a little bit of like whatever galactic lines.
Yeah.
She's like, my inspiration. I was like, all right, cool. I'll figure that out too. Yeah. But like, those are like the ideal clients that like trust your vision and trust your art. And that also comes with relationships. Yeah. So like, because I'm a one woman show, like I get to know my clients, especially my repeating clients. Yeah. And the local ones, especially, because then like I actually get to see them and meet them and see them on stage, and whatnot. But I guess to directly answer your question, I love making figure suits. I love doing fun designs. Ombres are really popular right now. They're fun, but like they're not as fun to make.
Mm-hmm.
Like unless you have like a really crazy color combination. But yeah,
So-
I love creating unique designs, and it's hard because like you get a roadblock.
Yeah.
Well, like writer's block, you know, essentially. Like sometimes I'll sit here and I'll be like, I have no idea. You know, like
Yeah.
I've done this line work, I've done this line work, and like you can essentially take any line design and create it differently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like when newer clients, that makes it hard too, because you're like, I don't know their style yet. I don't
Yeah.
know if they're edgy, if they're girly, if they're this or that, you know. So it's like, but figure suits are probably my favorite because they have the most freedom.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
you could do anything with the figure shoot.
Absolutely.
I think I saw, so there was a woman that I met in Indy and she had short blonde hair.
Denise,
You made her suit, right?
I've made all of her suits.
Her suit was beautiful. The
I'm
red
also
and then it
working
had like,
another one for her.
yeah, her suit like that she wore this season, stunning. And that's one thing that like I think that separates your suit from everyone else's is because like you do play around with bold colors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a lot of the other designers are like the typical red and the shades of blue. But
Yeah.
like you've done it all: orange, yellow, green, blue, black, white, gold. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I like to push boundaries. So like the picture I sent you guys of me in my very last show back in, was it like 2021? That was 2021. The neon like line work, like
Yeah.
I had black connectors, I had black jewelry, I had rainbow hair, I had every matching neon nail. And I remember and that's like my alter ego. My stage presence is my alter ego.
Sure.
And so I remember one of the head judges, that was a show in Wisconsin. Um, one of the judges texted my coach because he was an Illinois judge, and he goes, he said, "Don't let her wear that." And my coach was like, "Yeah, you're gonna tell her that." Because she's gonna do what she wants. Like I'm gonna do what I want. You know, it's all about confidence. And then after prejudging, he called her and said, "I was wrong. She was beautiful."
Mm-hmm.
And they literally, he said to her, he's like, she would have won her class if she was leaner. Because I knew I wasn't my leanest. That was like a fun show I chose to do. But the fact that like I can like change their minds.
Yeah.
And I can give like other women that confidence that like you don't have to conform.
Yeah.
We can play within the rules. One of the gold suits we just made, I did a printed fabric, a leopard print. She's a bikini competitor. It has to be, you know, uniform.
Mm-hmm.
So we did very minimal change. I did like an AB stone with the actual like leopard like sea like shapes. And then we did straight gold around it. So you could only really see the leopard print from up close. But it was like that's who she is.
Okay.
Like I went to her house for her consultation because she's local, and her whole house is prints. Like that's just who she is. And she's like, I like pushing boundaries too. And I was like, well, they're in the right place. Like, so
Yeah.
I mean, and it's things like that like I take a lot of pride in.
So I'm gonna bring up your Instagram page for a minute because obviously you're an artist. I think everybody needs to see some of your things here. So we don't have to go through everything. But I'm hearing a lot from you that the women are difficult, but I haven't heard any difficulties from the men. Because let's be honest, you make men's suits as well.
Mm-hmm. I do. They're not as difficult. They're not as tricky.
It's so beautiful. Obviously, there's our close friend Marika there, and some of your styles. This one I absolutely loved. This was Chicago. I did Marika, where you had. I'm gonna blow it up for a minute here. I loved how I guess maybe it was yellow or gold. It kind of blended or faded into the pink.
Yeah,
I absolutely loved it. I thought it was awesome. I loved it.
Thank you. Yeah, so that picture is actually filtered by the photographer, but it was actually neon orange into neon pink into neon purple on the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay.
So if you scroll on my page, you'll find it.
So I want to get out of this. Just a couple quick ones here. Again, Marika. Again, some great gentlemen. I mean, look at some of these.
There. Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Was this Marika? Is this Marika's here? Is
That's
this the one you
Marika's
just?
suit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if I've seen like multicolor. I think what I see is more just one color, obviously.
Yeah, those neon colors are really popular with European designers. They're getting more popular here in the States, but you mainly see those overseas.
I mean, that's just absolutely beautiful here. So I
Yeah.
guess the $1 million question we're missing here: where did the name come from?
Also stemmed from my first year competing. So I was in my second of third shows. It was the biggest show in Illinois, which is the Midwest Gladiator, here in Chicago. And on my team, I was the only one that was brave enough to do it because we were like all first-time competitors that fall. And so I remember I was in 2 classes. I was in like novice and open. And for some reason that year, the way the promoters scheduled that show was like, it was like a novice everything. And then they went back and did open everything. So it wasn't just like novice figure, novice bikini, open bikini. It was like back and forth. So I remember I was going up and prejudging for novice. And I didn't get moved. First call outs, whatever. I was on the edge. And I knew I was bad that show because I was like, as in like a bad bitch that show, because I was like, I was 8% body fat. I was so lean. I was like full, like I just felt so good, and I was on the edge, and they didn't move me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and I was so pissed. And there was to the point where like my competitiveness took over, and you could see it on my face. Rookie mistake. So I remember I came off stage and we had to go backstage because we had to wait till open came back up in the schedule. And my friend, who was the one that I went to watch initially, was there watching. She ran back to the athletes area and I came out to meet her and she was like giving me the pep talk, like, and here's profanity. She's like, bitch, you fucking sparkle. Go out there, show them your sparkle. Like, these are all the words she said to me. I'll never forget. And then, so my slogan used to be hashtag show them your sparkle because that was like directly what she told me. And then they called my number to line back up for open. And so she's like, okay, I gotta go. So she turns around and starts to run across the lobby and then turns back and in front of the whole lobby just yells, sparkle, bitch.
Yes.
And so that became like my like internal motto.
Yeah.
I was just like going back up on stage. I was like pumped up, so like sparkle, bitch, show me your sparkle, like in my head and into my third show and then into my following season. And like it just became my thing. So once like people started requesting these practice suits, months down the road when I'm making these suits, we were coming up to the Arnold weekend and my boyfriend at the time was like, you should make business cards and like just pass out, just see what happens. I was like, I'm not even a company. Like, who am I to be like, here, let me make you a suit. But anyway, and I was like, I don't even have a name. So we're sitting here thinking of names. I'm like, there's so many suit designers out here with boring names, like suit by Jess, suit by this or that. And I'm like, I need something memorable. And so he looks at me and he goes, sparkle, bitch. And I was like, isn't that aggressive? It's aggressive, right? And he goes, Emma, it's an aggressive sport. I was like, say less.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Sparkle bitch sport. So then I make up this bullshit, ugly business card 2 days before the Arnold, before we go. And it was so ugly.
Like home computer type of thing?
Literally. Like, I was like, I just got to get something printed. I'm going to try, whatever. And then as I'm at the Arnold, my friend at home, who's actually the person that introduced me to Marika, non-bodybuilding friend, just friend. I know her from flag football, like playing with her. She is a graphic designer. So that Monday after I'm at work, I taught kindergarten at the time. I remember sitting there in my classroom. She shoots me a text of logos. Okay. And I was like, what is this? She's like, I saw your like thing on Facebook. I was obsessed with the name. She's like, every once in a while, I like just like take things and like practice my craft. I like to practice. And she's like, I just had to make you something. The name is amazing. She's like, these are free. Just pick the one you want. And I was like, oh my God. And keep in mind, I haven't talked to this girl for like 3 years. I was just like crying in my classroom because it was so beautiful. Literally, like, this is one of the original designs that she and I stuck with it. Like, I just had to pick whether I wanted Bitch to be white or Bitch to be sparkly or whatever. And and so literally like that Arnold weekend, like Sparkle Bitch was born.
Wow.
I came back with a face. I kind of got my name out there, handing out random ugly cards. Like, people were spreading the word around Chicagoland, just from like mutual friends we met competing, and it just took off.
Because Kathy's very good. Kathy does not use profanity. But she tries not to. She's very good. Unlike me, I'm a New Yorker, so I have a very bad potty mouth. It sounds like you do too, Emma, being Chicago. But anyway, I digress. So when Kathy first said "Sparkle Bitch," like I stopped for a minute. And I'm like, did I just hear what I thought I heard when she promoted it on the first show? And again, it's edgy, it's risky, but it actually it gives me a snicker still saying it probably 3 dozen times later.
Right.
It's memorable. It's a name you'll never forget.
And it's really funny because like the profanity really gets people. So like, there's like Facebook groups, of like competitors and whatnot. And everyone's always saying like, oh, recommendations for suit companies. So I'll get tagged every once in a while and whatnot. And there was this one lady on Facebook and was like, I would never order a suit from someone with Sparkle Bitch. Like, how degrading or whatever. And I went in and commented on. I was like, well, Sparkle Bitch is a mindset, and I'm not for you. Like, period. Like,
go somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, regardless of the name, your work speaks for itself. Whether you like whether a person likes the name or not, put that aside and be like, wow, this is top quality stuff.
No, it's really, I was gonna say it's legit quality. So can I share a story real quick?
Yes, please.
Of course.
So I recently did Tampa Pro, and while we were backstage in the lineup, the conversation came up as far as just like, how do women wash their bikinis, right? So one woman was like, oh yeah, I hand wash mine in the sink. And then another lady was like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna have to try that. So then she kind of like looks at me, and I'm just like, I throw mine in a garment bag in the washer with my towels. Oh no, you're never supposed to do that. And I'm like, well, it works for me. Now one stone has fallen off, and I'm like, and I've done that quite a few times.
That's impressive. I've never tried that.
I mean, so Emma, I can tell you that, I mean, I know that you've told everyone because you even have a tutorial on your page to hand wash it, but I have put mine in a garment bag. I've washed it with my towels. Not one stone has come off. The shape hasn't changed. And then I lay it out to air dry, and it fits the same way as it did when I first got it. So that's what I'm saying. It's quality. Wow. It's quality, because I've heard of other athletes talk about how like stones have fallen off their bikinis or whatever the case may be. But when I say that Emma legit like hand stones, it's not a press. She does not have a template where she presses the stones. She legit hand stones. Each stone, that bikini is customized to your measurements from the top, the bottom, the front, the rear. It's everything is customized. Everything is handmade. It's made with love. Even the lining is like Emma's logo. Like if you, yes, it's not one detail see.
Disclaimer though, for ladies that are listening, if you take Kathy's advice and something happens to your suit, our brand is not responsible. So I just want to put a disclaimer.
Y'all keep hand washing y'all suits, but I'm gonna keep putting mine in the washer in the garment bag because I haven't had any issues yet. This is just
that's really amazing to know.
This is what I do, and it works for me.
Hey, that's great. I mean, I've never tried that, nor have I ever thought I'd be crazy enough to try that. But no, that's really awesome feedback because wow, who would have thought?
No one.
So Emma, so I'm a female now, first time competitor. Like, walk us through the process a little bit. I reach out to you. I don't know, my ass to my elbow. Like, what do I do? Like measurements, because I'm looking at, obviously, I'm sending you measurements maybe 12 weeks out, and obviously figuring out what I'm going to change. So like, walk us through, like, what's the process? What do you work with? What do you need from a new customer?
Yeah. So every designer is a little bit different in their timeline and what they need. My process is I request all my clients be at least 8 weeks out.
Okay.
We can literally start at any time. I have people that start the process a year in advance because they're like, I know I'm competing, I want to pay it off. But so 8 weeks is kind of my happy place, because how it works is you submit your deposit on my website. I don't do consultations until the deposit's submitted, just because my time is valuable and I don't have a lot of time to offer outside of my jobs, which this is not my full-time job. Maybe one day it will be, but it's not. This is like my passion job, right? And so so they submit the deposit on the website, and then within the next day or two, I'll personally send them an email with their next steps. Their next steps are they'll get a design form to fill out, so then they can get to know about the things we need to talk about, and I can kind of get to know what they want beforehand to shorten the meetings, because there's a lot to talk about. And then they have a link to schedule their consultation. So during their consultation, it's 30 minutes long. It's virtual via video. And first we go through the design choices. We talk about the connector options, the top styles, whether they want molded or triangle, the cut of their bottoms. You know, bikini, you can either have a U or a V. Wellness is also a U or a V. The glute cut of whatever division you're in and whatnot. So we talk about those selections, and then we look at samples. So I ask all my clients to come with a color in mind. One of my worst nightmares is when someone comes and they're like, I have no idea what I like. And I'm like, well, shit, because I can't lay out 12 different colors. It'll take like 3 hours, right? So come with 1 or 2 colors. Like in that design form, I asked them to attach like an inspo photo, because us girls obsess. And they stare at Instagram photos, and they stare at competitors on Instagram and TikTok, and they stare at the bigger suit companies because they have really good marketing, and so they'll send me ideas. So like a lot of girls will send me, like a picture of a pro athlete in like purple on stage. And like I like to see these pictures because I also have to educate them. As you saw in Marika's stage photo, it is filtered. You couldn't tell exactly what the color was until you saw my picture. Yep. It's filtered. And then the bigger suit companies, they're known for using primarily AV stones, which are stones coated in the silvery coating that changes color under lights. So that purple suit is actually a blue suit. Okay. So like I have to educate girls. I'm like, you see it purple on the stage. I'll screenshot a video of like the exact same competitor from her personal page in her hotel room, right? And it's bright purple. Yep. I'll be like, oh, whoa. I'm like, there's so many factors in this photo. I was like, so we need to think, if you want purple, we're going to together design a purple suit. We're not just going to try to copy something, because it's all visually affected online. So anyway, so then they give me their color, like, okay, I want purple. I'm like, cool. So I lay down all my purple fabrics, whether we look at velvet, matte, mystique, which is like a shimmery foiled fabric. And then we start with the base stone. So if they know they want a dark purple suit, I'm going to start with that dark purple stone. We're going to put that on each fabric, and we're going to do a process of elimination. We're going to take away the fabrics that their eyes are just like, no. We're going to keep the ones they like. Then we're going to add some more stones, and then we'll add another shade, and then we'll add another shade until we find what they like. So we basically play the process of elimination until we nail it down to what they like. And then so after that, then they just have homework on their own. They have to submit their measurements at 8 weeks out and check-in photos to me, because I have to see your physique. Sure. Like measurements only go so far. Like a brand new competitor's 38-inch glutes is way different than Marika's 38-inch glutes. So it's like I have to see your physique to know how to cut your glute cut, and whatnot. And then they do it again at 6 weeks out, so I can see the difference in 2 weeks, because some competitors are already naturally lean. Some competitors are losing lots of weight. So I like to see the difference so I can judge how to size it down.
Okay.
So then at 5 weeks out, in between 4 and 5 weeks out, I make their suit. I call it the shell. It's the suit without the stones. I mail it to them. They try it on. They get to be fitted before I finish their suit, because once the suit is stoned, it's really hard to fix.
Yeah. Okay.
There's only certain things that I can do to alter it once it's stoned. So, so they try it on, they take a video in it, do all the mandatory poses, and they're told to verbalize the fit. Snug is fine, typically, because they're still leaning out. They're losing 10 more pounds, or they have water weight to lose.
Yeah.
A loose is a big red flag because it's only going to get looser. So then they send it back, and I make alterations if needed, and then we put the stones on. And so, like, this is an example of a product I just finished today. This blue one, I just stoned this today.
Yeah.
So this is going to get mailed out in the morning. She is a week and a half out. We ran a little behind in her suit, but life happens. I try not to, but this year has been so busy. Like, business it's such a blessing, has boomed.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be busy.
Trying to figure it out. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much the process. They only have a little bit of homework once we do the consultation, and it's all falls back onto me, making sure I stay on my timeline and whatnot. Not perfect, but I do the best I can to make sure everyone feels confident in their product and their experience.
And in the female side of things, does a woman's shade or complexion or nationality really do anything to the colors, or no? I mean, like, obviously, Kathy being African American versus someone that's as Caucasian as you and I.
Yeah, so African American women are blessed. They can wear whatever they want. A dark canvas, the better. Like, the darker the canvas, the better. Like, for women like me who are super pasty, and like, for real pasty, I have to get 4 layers of tan when I get beat.
Wow.
And like, we can't wear like lighter colors that much. Like no yellows, no oranges. I actually made an orange suit a few years ago for one of my good friends. She's a Cuban, and suit was stunning on her. She looked phenomenal. Like, she should have won her class. She ended up getting 3rd because she got washed out.
Oh,
she looks naked in her stage photos.
Oh,
but when I say her physique was banging, and it's such a disappointment because the judges literally said they knocked her for her suit. Which sucks. But so like, lighter complexions, we stay away from like pastel colors. You can, if you know you get super tan on show day, we can do like a yellow. It just has to be done correctly. We have to have a darker yellow fabric with brighter stones, because you want that darker base to help it pop rather than wash out. So it does matter. I think there's less like forbidden colors today than there were in the past. The rules have changed. Like, in the past, black was like a no-no. Like, I love a black suit. Like, please let me make all the black suits. I've made 5 this summer alone. And then pinks were kind of a no-no with like older judges. And I feel like I'm forgetting one.
I recently saw a white bikini.
Girl,
interesting.
That girl's brave, because the tan alone is gonna mess that up. So I'm just like,
at least it appeared to be white, or maybe it was like silverish, but like it was it was a bikini competitor, a pro. She's Dominican, long, pretty black hair. She's got a really pretty complexion.
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
Yeah,
I think they're really pretty, but it
was different. Yeah,
it's a dangerous game.
Yeah.
You know, and just for the mere fact that like you slide it up your leg wrong.
Oh yeah.
And your hand gets on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, that happens with men bodybuilders with like light blue suits. Their tan can smear on it, and it's like it's a dangerous game playing with light colors. Hi, baby.
Hello. Hi, buddy.
So it does matter, but it's also less strict than it used to be, I would say.
Yeah.
because every color can be made correctly based on how you play with the fabric versus the stones.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
Emma, is a certain division easier? I know you see like figure because you have more, it sounds like creative license, but is a division easier to create for? Like is bikini, because maybe they don't get as much big in the off season versus maybe a figure, or does that make sense? Is a division easier to manufacture for?
I think stoning wise, bikini takes less time.
Okay.
And it also depends on the budget of the competitor. So like this suit here, all this, it looks fully covered, right? But if you look up closely, the stones aren't touching.
Oh, interesting.
So like this suit takes me like 3 hours to stone, where like a suit with them like super compact and all like touching, it could be 5 hours. You know, so it really depends. Like figure is always longer because there's more surface area. The backs are bigger, the bottoms are bigger. They have the side straps, etc. We got to do the back straps too, and whatnot. So it takes more time purely for that. But really, it just comes down to the design. So like more spread out suits, I can knock out like 2 or 3 in a day. You know, depending on what my day looks like for constructing suits. Designs on figure suits take longer just because like it's all counting. Oh my god, this is where I feel like I'm insane because every time I stone I count. So like this, I do 50 stones at a time, or else the glue will dry out.
Yeah.
Before I get to them. So you're literally sitting here like 1, 2. You put the glue dots on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you go back and you do the stones 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's like I'm probably insane for liking to do this. And same with the figure suit. So like making a line, I have to make them symmetrical. So like this black line, let's say I counted 31 stones. I have to match that on this side. And I have to have it in the same spot. So like that's really time consuming, but it also kind of makes it fun in a sense.
So being a mom, how do you find the time?
I don't. I get my best work done getting up early.
Okay.
Before him and my husband are awake. I feel really productive. I get up like 2 hours before he normally does. Like right now, I'm on summer break. I'm an art teacher. So go figure. So I have a lot more like time during the day. Sometimes he's clingy, sometimes he's not. 15-month-olds are really unpredictable. So like today was a really great work day. He let me work. I stoned this suit. He watched Bluey. I hate doing that, but some days I need a Bluey day so I can work. And I started sewing a practice suit while he took a nap, cleaned up my office. So I didn't look like a mess in here. And then some days I don't get anything done. So like, and that can contribute to like, if a suit gets behind, like I had some practice suits get behind. I hate when that happens, but it happens. It's life. I'm a new mom. This is my second job. Like it's just, I just do what I can because I love it. So
we appreciate all that you do.
Thank you.
So how many suits do you try to do at a time? Like what, like to keep sanity?
I don't stay sane. Well, so like I'm gearing up for fall because October, November is insanity. Like that's what all the shows are. So I've actually I've been like after every busy season, I like reevaluate, right? Like I reflect. And so like I started offering just this past week to some of my returning clients that I know I have their patterns, like I know their body, I know their cut. I asked them, I was like, okay, your next suit is for November. Would you mind if I make it in September?
Smart.
Just to avoid the chaos of maybe it running late or like, and making my life a little bit easier or whatnot. And they're like, absolutely. So it's like, I think that's going to help out a lot. And that just comes from like reflecting on like how can I not make the same mistakes I made in the spring? Because this spring was crazy. In the first 5 months, I had 35 suits.
That's a lot.
Wow.
For just me. Yeah.
So, one person. Yeah.
It's crazy. So I was like, okay, how can I manage this better? So like every season's a learning opportunity just to get better, whether it's from making small changes on my suits.
Yeah.
I'm like a suit whore, if you will. Like all I do is stare at suits. It's like after like every major pro show or after like the Arnold or after the Olympia, I like look at all the competitors, all the top competitors from like first call out.
Consumes you.
And I'm literally like, okay, purple was in this year. Like that's gonna boom. Like if I know Miss Olympia Bikini, every time there's a new color, that suit is booming the next year.
Yeah.
So it's like green wasn't popular until Jennifer Dory won in it. Like green was a dying color.
Yeah.
I had made one green suit in 3 years.
Yeah.
Jennifer Dory wins in it. And heaven forbid she wins in velvet. And when I tell you, I've been trying to push velvet for years because velvet is the go-to fabric in Europe.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But all the time when I suggest velvet here, people were like, oh, I hate velvet. And then Jennifer Dory wins it and they're like, oh, I love it. You know, I'm just like, okay. So now it's a trend. The trends change every year based on like how the Olympia and et cetera goes. And so I just have to always be studying and always like watching the trends because everything's always evolving.
So with the trends changing, how was it for you adjusting to Fit Model? Like when you started designing suits for Fit Model, was that a little challenging because the back, you know, like the back side is a little more coverage and then trying to find like the right amount of coverage for the athlete or?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because at first they kept changing the rules, right? So it's like first they were like no butt scrunch, and then all of us designers were like, ew. Like that's gonna look it's gonna look like a diaper, right?
Yeah.
So then they went back and they're like, okay, you can add a scrunch. And then they're like, it can't be this. Okay, it can be this. Oh, wait, no, you know, and it just kept changing. And so like initially at first I was like, you know what, like they kind of just sound like my practice suits. It's just the shells. It's literally just a competition suit shell with a larger coverage in the back. So like in the olden days, that was called moderate. No one gets that anymore.
Yeah.
But now they do. But no one has made a moderate suit in years. So our moderates looked like the old term of Brazilian.
Okay.
And now they're like, no, that's too small. So then like, you got to go bigger. And then they put out a threat, which just blows my mind. They're like, they literally said like on their social medias, like if you suit makers keep making them wrong, we're going to hand select designers that will be the only acceptable one. They said that. They said that on their social media. And in my head, I'm just like, do they not realize that we're just trying to figure it out? Like we're not making suits wrong intentionally.
Yeah.
You know? Like, we're trying to figure it out and make you happy, you know, like, and still make it look good and our clients look good, you know? And so I have a pattern. Am I 100% confident in it? No. But by next year, I'll be more, you know, I'll have more. I just got 4 Fit Model orders this week. So I have a lot of practice. So yeah, I've every time I've made a suit, I look at my competitors, I find their stage photos or I see them on stage and I study my own work versus like what the competitor next to them is wearing. Yeah. And then I make changes that way also.
What is the average cost? Because people are probably going to be thinking that, like, what are we looking high to low on average?
Yeah. So for my work, Fit Model is $110. Bikinis can range anywhere from $650 to $950. Okay. Figures are $750 to $1,000. Okay. And physique, etc. Wellness is the same as bikini. Yeah, that's all of them. Yeah, so yeah, and it just depends. It depends on the top size versus the stones we select, because some stones, the AB stones, are more expensive than the solid color stones. A triple D top, a triple D top is way more expensive to make than like an A, you know? So it's like,
Fabric, yeah.
So it just, it has variables. Typically, like the average bikini cost, most people do this route. Like Kathy, this is like you have, where they're a little bit spread out. It lets the fabric shine through and do its color, and then you get the texture from the stones. This is the typical order is like 650, 700.
Okay.
Because I tell athletes all the time, like, you don't have to be like the pros who are all sponsored.
Yep.
And don't pay for their suits, and be fully encrusted out, when from far away this looks fully encrusted out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Kathy and I talked about that. It's the one positive of being a gentleman, where you're spending $100 on a suit and you got your tan, and that's
You're
about
talking
it.
about men's, yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously got quality men's suits, but then Kathy, I know we've got makeup, we got hair, we got tan, we got shoes, we got
Everything
bikini,
else.
and then whatever else you're going to throw in there. The women are probably 10 times as much as the gentlemen to get on stage.
Yeah, my men's suits are 65, and those are customizable too. I guess we should touch base on them.
Yeah.
So like the classic norms are changing.
Okay.
They're getting smaller and smaller. They're starting, like, you see classic athletes winning in pretty much a bodybuilding trunk.
Yeah.
Like, there was a guy, I forgot his name, I'm not savvy on my classic competitors, who literally won 2 pro shows this spring in I say it was like a hybrid, because it had like the classic front where it was just like kind of smooth across his lower abdomen, not like a V like a bodybuilding trunk.
Sure.
But then the back had like a butt scrunch. And I'm like, we don't do that in classic, but apparently some people do. And then now you see different fabrics. So it was very kind of like uniform. You did like matter, you did mystique, like shimmery. Now you see guys out there with like black cheetah print, black snake skin. And so I was like, classic men, your time has come. And like, I have 2 classic sponsored athletes, and they're like, sign me up for the cheetah print. I was like, yes. So it's like, it's classics evolving, everything evolves. So like I said, like, I just sit there and I stare, like I zoom in on men's trunks to like see the fabric.
So Emma, let me just say, enjoy these times, because Kathy and I both have 18-year-old boys, and I love mine to death. But I miss those days sometimes where they're less sassy, they don't talk back.
Oh, he talks back. This is his Harry Potter wand. He's obsessed with it.
So, Kathy, as we wind down, do you want to ask? So, Emma, at the end of every show, we create. Kathy and I curate 3 random questions, something you have not been privy to kind of get the listeners to learn a little bit more about you. Kathy, I'll kind of turn the floor over to you. I know you've kind of curated a couple of quick questions here to learn more about Emma.
So shame on me because I did not curate them, but they'll be off the top. So, Emma.
You can use mine. You know what I ask sometimes.
Okay. Would you rather let's see here. Okay, would you rather eat dry, bland cod or an overcooked steak?
Overcooked steak, hands down.
You would?
Steak is my favorite food, first of all.
Okay.
And I'm not one of those people that's like the medium rare type. So overcooked steak, easily.
Okay. Would you rather go on a date with Iron Man or Thor?
Oh man,
Both have good one.
Both have perks, but like I said, Iron Man has my heart, so I'd have to go with Iron Man. I feel like I'd be cheating on him if I didn't.
Okay, and would you rather Oh man, I'm stuck here. Okay, would you rather spend the rest of your life like instead of talking like you're singing, or like you don't walk, you're dancing?
Wow. Pulling that one out of the air. I love it.
That's a good one. Oh God. I feel like I sing nonstop to my baby, but I would not want to do that to adults. So, and I have 2 left feet, but if I have no choice, it is what it is. So I'm gonna go with dancing.
You're gonna go dancing.
I'm going with dancing.
And what about you, Sean? Would you rather sing to people or dance instead of walk?
I would dance because I would lose friends if I was
Yeah.
singing. Maybe rap. I can get away with a rap, but not a true sing. Like if I was gonna sing like a Taylor Swift or something. But
Your
no,
whole
I would have
life's
to
a rap
dance.
opera.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. That was a good one.
So wait, back to you then. Don't get off the hook here. Right back at you, Kathy.
I'd rather sing. Cause then I know that it would like intentionally annoy people. And like, would you just shut up? So I would just like sing like, "Good morning. How are you today?"
Oh, I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna clip that here. That's a good one.
Open every show with that.
Yep. With the song. Yep.
Oh my gosh. But Emma, it's truly, truly, truly been a pleasure. We, on behalf of Kathy and I, we thank you so much for this. Please plug the website, Instagram, anything whatsoever. The floor is yours, please.
Yeah, so Instagram is my main social media platform. It's just Sparkle Bitch Suits, all one word, no capitals. Website is sparklebitchsuits.com, pretty uniform. I do have a Facebook. It's Sparkle Bitch Suits by EV. Everything I post on Instagram just automatically goes to Facebook. Don't message me there because I'll see it like 3 weeks late. I do have a TikTok, which I believe is Sparkle Bitch Suits by EV. Again, I'm not super active on there. I need to get better about that. But I do have all of it.
Okay.
But if you need to get a hold of me, and you can either go through the website and do like the form, like little like question form, which has its own little window or tab, or shoot me a message on IG. It's probably like the easiest way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you don't hear back from me because I'm overwhelmed, shoot me a message to the website because you'll get me one way or another. So.
Sean, before we close out, are you able to pull up the website so people can see it, and then like
Yep.
click on the consultation too if anyone wants to inquire?
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, Sean. You're the best. And my DJ Khaled voice.
Okay. Sparkle Bitch. Okay, so while I'm pulling this up here, so Emma, since you said you are a comic book person, what are your thoughts about now Tony Hawk? What was I saying? Tony Stark playing a bad guy now in the upcoming movie in Doom, I believe it is.
I'm very interested to see that. So we just went and saw the Fantastic Four, and then they do the little glimpse at the end, and they show just his back. So I'm just like, I just have him in my head as Iron Man, so I don't know how I'm going to transition because I've spent the last 10 years loving him as Iron Man.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting for me to see.
So here's your site, sparklebitchsuits.com.
Yeah.
Love the animation here, obviously. Oh my goodness, what do we got here?
Look who that is. Yep, so those are quick links right there. And next to Kathy is the direct link to the competition suit deposit, and then next is the practice suit. Those are the 2 most popular orders. You can also search by men's, women's, etc. But yeah, pretty straightforward. If you click on the competition suit deposit, you only have one option. That's just to submit the deposit, and then it gives you a little questionnaire, like ask like your show date, so I can kind of get a glimpse of like how much time I have to contact you, etc. And like an idea of your budget, and then, like I said before, everything is then personally emailed afterwards.
Perfect. Yes. And then, but one more time again, if people want to start the process, how much time frame should they get again?
I asked to do at least 8 weeks out. Anything under 7 weeks out, you will be charged a rush fee of $150 additional.
Okay. Perfect.
Because it gets busy. So, and when I get late orders, which I do all the time, especially this summer, it throws other people's already established timelines off.
Sure.
So that's why we have that rush fee, and to try to not to like discourage ordering, but like to know like time is valuable, so we need to honor the policies.
And
So,
Kathy,
in other words, don't wait until the last minute and be prepared, folks. Have an idea of what color you want.
Yep.
With the design process.
Yes.
And Kathy, are you officially hanging up your suit for the season, or is there any?
I'm done for this season.
Okay.
So now it's just time to improve and enjoy the surplus of calories and focus on next year. And with that being said, I look forward to working with Emma for my next bikini.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Love it. And for all the listeners, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Next week, we're back again with Jen Popatia. She is a French fit model. The week after, we have figure competitor Robin Mays, who was one of the first people who's going to the the Masters Olympia, and the Open Olympia. Well, folks, thank you so much, and have a great rest of the day. Take care.